So today we're going to talk a bit about my new fursuit wings that I've made. So first up, how did I create them? And why? Well, first up, I was browsing around AliExpress looking at fursuit materials and all that, and of course they're going to throw a few fursuit related things at me, and I saw these wings. Now, their design's a lot different to mine, but basically the same idea. Now, the wings themselves were pretty and from what I saw from the reviews, they weren't that good. They were quite small and weren't as the pictures entail. Pretty typical for anything from AliExpress that overpromises. But, let's talk more about what I created. So first up, I took a piece of cardboard large enough that I could create my pattern, and then cut it out, and then using some fabric I ended up buying on the same site, irony, I then of course cut out a pattern. It didn't take too long, and then I ended up stitching everything together. Now I used for the sleeves, I tried a different material that I've never used before, wetsuit material. My thoughts on this material, it's very stiff, but it does feel nice. To a certain degree. Would I use this material often in making fursuit stuff? Probably not. It does have a bit of an insulating property, and when it's already insulating, it's... yeah, we won't do that again. But it was worth testing out that theory. Anyhow, I used a sewing machine to do most of the stitching, except for the sleeve parts where it kind of connects into the actual sleeve. I used a curved needle, one of the hook kind of shaped ones, curved. These are really handy for getting in there, and after a bit of practice, I actually found out it was pretty good at using these curved needles. So, what should I use? So what did I end up doing after the first one? Well, I had to wait until I got some more sewing needles, because my sewing machine's needles broke. One of them did that I had left. Luckily, I ended up getting some more, eventually, ones that worked and weren't horrible. But, hence I ended up getting a good set, and yeah. So, would I recommend making these? Well, I would say go for it. They're a very simple design. You just make the shape of the wing that you want. I went for a very basic, cute, and plush kind of shaped ones, but maybe you want something more, maybe a Varley shaped, or more stout, or maybe a bit more longer. And instead of using stuffing, you could always use cut foam to the shape of the wing, and then stuff that in there so that it's more rigid and can be more thin and lightweight if you want. I would say if you're making bird wings that have hands available, that would be a good option. And, of course, above everything else, I would say go right ahead and basically copy what I did with that. Honestly, it's a simple design, and feel free to use it if you want. I'm not bothered by that, and yeah. I will be making another fursuit related thing later on this year, maybe, when I get back from the FurCon this year. I'm going to be going on the 21st to FurCon's hotel. It's time travel themed. So technically, I could have already been there. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy today's little, just me making stuff and enjoying life and having fun. I hope you did too. I'll see you around the next one. Bye! Blah!